So last night I was encouraged to watch the Anxiety and Me with Nadia, and I just feel so for so many people. Obviously she's being filmed by the BBC, so she got treatment, and she got support because it's obviously a documentary, and I presume there's going to be follow-up, and as I understand, they have psychologists as well on board. So, very brave woman, like hats off to her for raising awareness. And if that is something that you struggle with, and you've gone for treatment, and as she said herself, medication was thrown at her with little or no explanation. I think one of the things that is one of the reasons why I work in private practice is because there are alternative ways. The NHS offer a particular service, but there are other ways. So one of the skills, one of the tools that I have in my treasure trove to help people become their greatest self is EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprogramming. It's a bit long-winded, but that's about how you can use eye movement to help somebody heal, recover from trauma. And that wasn't spoken of at all in the documentary, and I'm not 100% sure if that is available on the NHS, but I know people have reached out to me because they can't get that on the NHS. So I'm not too sure, maybe different boroughs, different areas do offer EMDR, but that is something that I offer, and something I'm going to do more training on this year. So there are other ways, because what was interesting with Nadia was that she had a specific traumatic event. She had a traumatic event which, they highlighted that she potentially could have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, but it's always about isolating the significant event that is the root cause. And she spoke about being bullied, and I think kind of one of the most harrowing parts of that was about her head being flushed down the toilet. And so it makes sense, because our bodies remember, our bodies keep the score, that anytime she's triggered, her body's triggered, naturally that memory will kick back in, and her body will do what it does. It will do what it does to protect her, which is why she had the fear of death, because it goes back, her body recalls that incident of her head being down the toilet when she thought she would drown. So it's only natural that happens in those situations. And she spoke about her, her need to be in control was so important. And I believe that's, a legacy of the trauma that she's gone through. And that meant that she'd control so much of her environment, and that actually, her cooking, baking was one of the areas that she channeled her energy into, which has just got me onto this point about energy and our power. Now, energy is everything, and I'm a massive, for all the kind of speakers I'm listening to at the moment, I'm very much fascinated with energy. And often what makes us unhappy, what makes us ill, what makes us depressed, what makes us anxious is that we are channeling our energy into situations, into things that we cannot change. And if you are channeling your energy into situations that you cannot change, you are going to make yourself ill. It's like hitting your head against a brick wall. And where does that energy go? It goes nowhere but back into you. So you become anxious, you become scared, you become fearful. And ultimately, when we channel our energy at things we cannot change, that are beyond our control, we are losing power. It's a bit like leaving the Maps app open on your phone and wondering why I've only got 10% battery when I've only just charged it, because you've lost your battery power, because you've got an app that is very heavy, takes a lot of data, draining your battery, which is why we must always remember to try to close down the apps, because certain apps drain our battery. So let me go back. When we use our energy to try to change situations that we can't, we lose power. And when we lose power, it's only natural that we become depressed, frustrated, anxious, and so on and so forth. And so I think one of the things I am very brilliant at, and I'm unashamed about bigging up myself, because I know my strengths and I know my flaws, I know where my weaknesses are, yeah, is I'm very good at channeling my energy into situations that I feel I have power over. If I work out there's a situation and I have no power over it, and I'm going to be banging my head against a brick wall, then I veto out of it. Yeah, because I acutely know that channeling your energy into situations that you cannot change will mash you up and pop you down. Let's use a little bit of urban vernacular today. I hope people are okay with that, because sometimes it's essential. We love urban vernacular because it cuts mustard and it makes it very clear. Yeah, so like I said, when you channel your energy into situations that you cannot change, you will lose your power. And that is one of the reasons why you're likely to be depressed or you're likely to be anxious. Yeah, and if you are going through right now and somebody said to you, you know what, you need to watch Key, you know, then you need to think about this. If you're sad, if you're hurt and situations ain't going right, you've been to your doctors and offered you tablets, you've had a look around and you can identify with certain things, and you're like, wow, am I depressed? Whoa, am I anxious? Boy, this ain't the me I know. Then it is highly likely that you are channeling your energy into situations that you cannot change. And as such, you are losing your power and you are becoming disempowered. And that disempowerment is now impacted upon you, so you're turning inwards, and that turning inwards then fuels the voice, that voice never feeling good enough, feeling like you're a failure, and feeling like there's no way forward. And there is a way forward, but your ego won't like it. Ego edge God out. When it's all about me, your ego, it's about saying, I let it go. Yeah, I let it go, I surrender. I remember when I was in my government job and I applied for a next position that would have taken me up probably to 30k, because that was a big deal then. And for the 4th time they rejected me. And I was more qualified than my peers. I had a master's, I'd started my own business, and I was doing my own groups. That was when I was doing the group called Heart to Heart. And for the 4th time they rejected me. At that moment, I say God is good, because I knew I got a download. I think there's always points in my life when I get a download, and the download was like, I heard a voice in me say, never apply for a job with them again. Because that rejection meant, for me, it started to erode my confidence. If I lose my confidence, I have lost my strength. I will lose my power, because my confidence is essential to what I do. And so when they said no to me for the 4th time, I could feel the power slipping from me. And I was wise enough to know that these people can't have this much power over me. I cannot allow that. These people will mash me up. I'll lose my confidence if I stay here. And on that date, I made a date. On the 1st of May, I would leave my job, because the price was too high. The price was too high emotionally, and I couldn't do that to me. And so this is my encouragement to you. This is my 2nd video for the day. I'm on, you know what, I could do videos all day. I find them very easy. Channel your energy into situations that you can, because that will give you a sense of power. When you are channeling your energy into situations that you cannot change, you will lose power and you will become sad and you will turn inwards. When we turn inwards on ourselves, we are disgusting with ourselves. We are awful. We are judge and jury. And that is my encouragement to you. Channel your energy where you can make a difference so that you can maintain your well-being. I hope this video is of benefit to someone. If it is, one like would make my day. Bless you.